I'm Summer Morris, CPA, ex-corporate accounting girl and health coach turned CEO of a multi-six-figure business while helping others build financial security, healthier habits, and a better quality of life. It wasn't that long ago I lacked the confidence, the right plan, and time to focus on growing my small but mighty business, while also having time for healthy activities I wanted to pursue away from my desk. Fast forward past many failures and lessons learned, and you'll see the healthier business and lifestyle I have today. One that changes lives while giving me more freedom than I ever thought possible. I created the Fit to Endure podcast to share simple, actionable, step-by-step strategies to help you do the same. So if you're looking to feel better, live a healthier life without blowing your budget, start a side hustle, or train for your next race, this show will help you make an impact and achieve your goals without creating the overwhelm and burnout that makes you want to quit. You ready? Let's get started. Hey friends, welcome to episode 20 of the Fit to Endure podcast, where we'll help you build not just physical endurance, but financial endurance too. I'm your host, Summer Morris, CPA, and today we're diving into FICO credit scores, a key component in your financial health. Understanding your credit score can make a huge difference, whether you're looking to buy a home, secure a loan, or simply looking to get the best interest rates. Back in episode 18, I shared some information about zero-debt credit card promotions and how Macy's department store sent a letter to its credit card holders confirming that as of August 15th, 2024, their annual percentage rate will go to 34.49%, regardless of your credit score. What? Macy's is going to have their annual percentage rate on their credit card be 34.49%, regardless of your credit score? Now that sounds bananas to me. But I'm going to tell you why, if you have one of those cards, after paying it off, you want to keep it open. Okay, but hold on for that. In today's listener requested show, I'll be breaking down how a FICO score is calculated, how you can increase your credit score, and bonus hacks I know of to get out of debt sooner if you have the discipline they require. Before I dive in, I want to mention that this podcast is for general information purposes only, and it's not specific financial advice from me to you. I do offer private money coaching and financial and tax advice if you're interested. You can learn more about my services and find the show notes for today's episode at summermorris.com/20. That's summermorris.com/ and the number 20. All right, let's dive in. First, let's talk about the basics of a FICO credit score. Your FICO credit score, which ranges from 300 to 850, is determined by 5 main factors. Their payment history, current debts, credit history, new credit applications, and types of credit. Again, their payment history, current debts, credit history, new credit applications, and types of credit. Each of these factors play a significant role in your overall score. I'm a visual person, and if you are too, great. I'll make sure on that show notes page that I have a pie chart so you can visually see those 5 components and how they interrelate with one another. The first, payment history, makes up 35% of your score. The most critical factor, yes, 35%, is your payment history. This includes your track record for paying bills on time. Late payments, defaults, and collections can significantly damage your score. So tip number 1, always pay your bills on time. A bonus hack, set up the automatic payments for the minimum amount due, and then set up calendar reminders to help you stay on track. Another cool tip is a lot of credit card companies will let you choose your payment due date. So you can consolidate all those credit card debts or whatever debt you have and then structure them so they're on either, the same payment date, or if you get paid twice a month, having it set up so it coincides with maybe the day after you get paid. So that way they're not just spread out throughout the calendar, you have a little more structure and flow. Based on your budget, you may pay more than the minimum monthly payment on at least one credit card. However, having the minimum automatically withdrawn will help you avoid those late payments on your credit report and the related late fees. Amounts owed, 30% of your credit score. The next, current debts, or the amount you owe, contribute to 30% of the score. This doesn't just mean the total amount of debt, but also your credit utilization ratio, which is the percentage of your credit limit you're actually using. For example, if your credit limit is $10,000 and you owe $2,000, you have a 20% utilization rate because you're using 20% of the credit you have available. Yes, 2,000 divided by 10,000 is 20%. We want to aim to keep this below 30% for a healthier score. Ready for a bonus hack to instantly increase your credit score? Remember, this is a worthy thing only if you can practice financial discipline and restraint. If you know there's no way you can do this, you're better off skipping this. I'll share my favorite way to increase your FICO credit score after this brief commercial break. Are you an entrepreneur working nonstop in survival mode, trying to figure out how to increase sales and make more money? Is your unpredictable cash flow stressing you out? Do you avoid looking at your bills or bank balances because you feel overwhelmed by your money situation? Are you unsure how much to pay yourself, so you avoid doing it all together and instead use your business bank accounts for personal purchases? Well, imagine instead if you can look at your bank account balance with greater confidence. Pay yourself regularly every single month. What if you had a system in place, an easy system, for every dollar that came in? Some for you, some for expenses, and some set aside for the tax bill. Imagine if paying taxes was more of an inconvenience than a where am I going to find the money panic. And what if you had a proven method for eliminating debt? You can learn the simple steps to building your profit and cash flow roadmap in my group coaching program. It's called Steady Profits and Consistent Cash Flow. It's a one-day live interactive workshop in Zoom with 2 separate 2-hour sessions for a total of 4 hours. It's recorded for later viewing, so if you're not able to attend live or just want to rewatch it, I like to say it's better than Netflix. You can learn more at summermorris.com/profits. That's summermorris.com/PROFITS. I'll see you inside. Welcome back. All right, my favorite way to increase your FICO credit score, you can even do it on the sofa, so fun, is this. Step 1, ask your credit card companies if they perform a hard inquiry on your credit report when you request a credit card balance increase. If they say yes, do not proceed to step 2. If they say no, they do not perform a hard inquiry, then ask them if they will increase your available credit on your credit card. By increasing your available credit, you instantly reduce the percentage of credit you are utilizing compared to the total credit available. For example, if your credit card has $10,000 in available credit and a balance of $2,000, then you're utilizing that 20% of the available credit. But if your $10,000 available credit card increased to $20,000, you're now only utilizing 10% of your available credit. So looking at all the credit you have available, comparing that to the amount you have outstanding as due from you to the credit card companies, the more available you have, the lower your utilization percentage is. So cool, right? Getting back to that Macy's credit card with the interest of 34.49% as of next month, August, I have one of those Macy's credit cards, but it has a $0 balance. I do not plan to close that account, even though I think 34% is just crazy, because that will reduce the amount of available credit I have across all my different credit cards. Thus, the potential of reducing my FICO credit score just by closing that Macy's credit card. Wild, right? This is where I differ from the financial coach Dave Ramsey. Dave will say, pay it off and close it. That reduces your score, but he doesn't want you to use it ever again, and I totally get it. If you don't care about your credit score, go for it. But if you think you're going to need financing for a large purchase or life event, like a car, home, or apartment application, then you might want to keep the credit card accounts you pay off as active accounts to keep your score in check. Returning to the credit card issuer and the hard inquiry question, a hard inquiry will be noted on your credit report as someone looking at your credit profile and likely considering issuing you some initial credit or more credit. Requesting a limit can temporarily lower your credit score if the credit card issuer performs a hard inquiry to your credit. That's why you want to ask first. Those hard inquiries can lower your score by up to 5 points and remain on your credit report for 2 years. However, the effect is usually short-lived, and the benefits of a higher credit limit sometimes outweighs the negative effects of having that ding as that hard inquiry. Not all credit card companies perform a hard inquiry, so you want to ask the question before you get the increase. I know I've said it probably like 8 times now, but you do want to ask. Don't get that ding and be like, oh no, I just totally forgot to ask. Ask first. Write it on a Post-it. Ask first. If they conduct a hard inquiry, you can do some solo research or work with your financial coach to determine what's the best strategy for your unique situation. The next area of your FICO credit score, length of credit history. Moving on to your credit history, this makes up 15% of your score. This factor considers how long your accounts have been open and the age of your oldest account. A longer credit history often results in a higher score because it shows reliability over time. If you're new to credit, keep your oldest account open to help you build your history. This is when age is a benefit. Yay! It's also why I teach my younger money coaching clients that after they have a firm grasp of how credit cards work, it could be a good idea to get their first card, charge something small in it every season, summer, fall, winter, spring, and then pay off that charge immediately. This shows activity on the account to reduce the likelihood of the credit card getting canceled for being zero for the whole time, while slowly building credit. This is one of the tips my dad gave me back when I was 18. He said, get a credit card, make a charge on it every now and then, and pay it off. So I just use that changing of the seasons as a reminder to do so. The reason why they can cancel for being zero is because credit card issuers only want so much available credit out there in the world. I mean, imagine if everyone with available credit just started charging all at once. That could be a little nuts. So they want to manage how much credit they have outstanding. So if they see that you're not using the card, they'll send you a letter saying, hey, use your card in the next 60 days or we're canceling it. And so just to avoid those little reminders, maybe just doing that charge every quarter or so, and then pay it off and you're good. That will slowly build the credit. Another area of your FICO credit score is new credit. This is the 4th on the list, and it accounts for 10%, those new credit applications, 10% of your score. Multiple hard inquiries in a short time can lower your score as it suggests financial instability or an attempt to open numerous new lines of credit, which can indicate financial trouble. So let's say you get 4 credit card offers in the mail and they're like, ooh, these are all great. I'm not sure which I want. So you fill them all out. Whoa, wait a second. Remember, new credit. You just hit 4 times, 4 hard inquiries for new credit. That's really going to ding your score. So space out your credit applications when possible. Lastly, the types of credit you have also affect your score by about 10%. This looks at the mix of credit accounts such as credit cards, retail accounts like Macy's, installment loans, which are like auto loans or motorcycle loans where you agree to make monthly payments over a period of time, and mortgages. A diverse credit portfolio can be beneficial, showing you can responsibly manage different types of debt. Before I dive into some tips to increase your credit score and avoid decreasing it, I'm going to share with you a special way I know of to use credit cards for low interest financing. It should only be used if you know with certainty that you could pay off whatever the debt is within 12 or 18 months, and you can show financial discipline during this process. You ready? Okay. Do you ever get those balance transfer offers in the mail? You know, the ones that offer you to transfer the credit card balance you have from another credit card company to this one that you already have with a 0% for 12 months or 18 months. And all you need to do is pay the balance transfer fee of 3% or 4%, which is 3 or 4% of the credit card balance you have with the other company that you want to move over to 0%. I find these are a great way to get short-term financing and not ding my credit if the one that's offering the balance transfer offer is one of the credit card companies I already have an account with and that balance is 0. Okay, all the more reason to keep those cards available and 0. These are great for short-term financing. Let's say, for example, you have the Macy's credit card with that crazy rate, and the balance is something you can't pay off this month before the rate shoots up to that 34.5%, but you feel confident that if the rate was much less, you'd be able to pay it off in a year. Then you could use the balance transfer offer to pay, say, 3% or 4% of that Macy's credit card balance as a fee to the other credit card company. And then from there, you're paying 0% for that introductory period of 12 or 18 months. So if you feel like you're in credit card quicksand because of those high interest rates, this could be a way of inching your way out of the debt. But be sure you look at the balance of the credit card with that 0%. You don't use the credit card for anything else. You don't recharge stuff on that old card like the Macy's card that you just transferred the balance to. No more charging, okay? We're just paying off this special balance that we have for 0% for a short period of time. Make sure the payment you're making will ensure that the balance is paid off before that 12 or 18-month temporary period comes due, okay? And on those statements for the card that you did the transfer to, on there, they are required to list the date the expiration happens, the date that you have to have it all paid off. Whatever calendaring tool you have, put a week or 2 weeks ahead of that on your calendar, a super reminder, have it email you, ping your phone, wake you up in the middle of the night, say, hey, that 0% offer is coming due. Where are we? Are we done paying it off? Yes, great. If not, let's pay it off, okay? So it's one of the special ways I find to get some low interest financing, but you have to show some discipline with it, okay? All right, let's head over to tips to increasing your credit score. Let's talk about 5 of them, okay? 5. You might be like, yeah, I know these, but it's always good to hear things again sometimes. The first, pay on time. We've discussed this, but it's worth reiterating. Always pay at least the minimum amount on time. 2, keep balances low. Try to keep your credit card balances well below the 30% of your credit limit. 3, don't close the old accounts. Even if you don't use them, keep the old accounts open to extend the credit history length. 4, apply for credit sparingly. Only apply for new credit when necessary. 5, plan for big purchases. If you know you're going to need a loan in the near future, try to boost your credit score a few months in advance. Or for business owners, if you know you're going to need a boost of cash flow in the near future, maybe for some expansion or what have you, don't wait until you need the money. Go ahead and set up your finances, set up the situation with the banker so that you can secure that loan closer to now instead of when you actually need it in the future. All right, some tips to avoid decreasing your credit score, because there's a pitfalls we want to avoid so we can keep our credit score awesome. The first, late payments. This can massively harm your score. 2, high credit utilization or high usage. Maxing out your cards might sound fun in the moment, but no. It's so bad for your credit score. Maintaining high balances can signal risk. 3, numerous inquiries. Avoid applying for too much credit in a short time frame. Like I mentioned, if you get 3, 4, or 5 of those fantastic credit card offers in the mail all at once, restraint. Practice restraint. You got this. 4, defaulting on loans. If you get a credit card statement in the mail and you ignore it and think, I'll pretend like it's not there, that doesn't mean it didn't happen. Non-payment or default can lead to collections, which can severely hurt your credit score. Because after all, if you're showing on your credit report that you can't pay your current lenders, then why would other lenders want to give you money? Come on, think about it. Last, closing old accounts. Number 5. This can shorten your credit age and increase your credit utilization. Remember, the amount of credit you have available to you, that credit utilization, is part of the percentage. When we look at how much credit you have outstanding, how much money you owe people, compared to how much credit you have available in your big pool of credit stuff, that closing old accounts can shorten the age you have of your full credit history and decrease the amount of credit you have available. And there you have it, an essential guide to understanding and improving your FICO credit score. I hope you had as much fun listening to this as I had sharing it with you. I love this stuff. I kind of nerd out on it. So if you enjoy this, if you want more of these, drop me a message at podcast@summermorris.com, like the amazing listener that said, hey, I want to know about this. I want to help you here. And again, for the show notes and additional resources, visit the website page for this podcast episode at summermorris.com/20. Remember to subscribe and leave a review if you found today's episode helpful. And again, if you have a question or topic you'd like me to cover on the Fit to Endure podcast, drop me a message, podcast@summermorris.com. Bye-bye for now. Namaste.